Go ahead.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Losing my religion.
Hey, Drew. Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
Hi, stop. So, I have a question for you.
You don't like REM?
We'll talk about that after the show.
Okay.
So, best thing or worst thing ever? Getting eaten mostly by wolves, but you get a cool story out of it. Best thing or worst thing ever?
Hold on. I need to clarify this because I don't know if you just said it weird and wrong or if this is what you meant. But I'm getting eaten mostly by wolves, but like also by other things. Or am I getting mostly eaten by wolves?
You're getting mostly eaten by wolves. You're getting eaten by wolves and a few coyotes and that one guy from accounting named Dave.
Dave! We've talked about this.
Dave's already on his second strike. He can't get a third probation.
Dave, we've talked about this, okay? I keep my work life and my private life separate. I mean, the thing is that that means I die, which is kind of lame. Like,
only a little though.
Like the whole me dying part is whatever, but like also I'm currently wearing my favorite slippers.
You are. They're very blue.
My slippies, or as I call them, my dreaming feet.
Right.
And that means that they'd probably die too. And
I mean, they wouldn't die. They're not alive.
I don't care about their sentience. It's more so their general well-being and intactness. I just want them to continue into the future.
So you want them to be like a shrine to your legacy.
It's not even about me. It's about them. Like it's more of a situation where
You're so selfless.
I live for them, not the other way around. And I'm kind of like a conduit through which the life of these slippers is going to continue on to future generations.
So it's kind of like a serve the servant kind of thing.
Yeah. Although it's me serving my my slippies.
So I would just like to say that on your epitaph. Mm-hmm. It's going to say, Drew Swisher
loved his slippies.
Was devoured by wolves, ... loved his slippies.
Drew Swisher, devoured by wolves, was very comfortable from, like, the ankles down, though.
So I'm going to have to assume this is the best thing ever, then, because that is a sweet epitaph.
Okay, that part's good, but the slippies. I'm not forgetting about my dreaming feet, okay? It's the worst thing ever.
What if I could guarantee that your slippies would not get hurt?
Okay, well, then it's the best thing ever.
Okay, cool. Sweet release of death. All right, let's do the episode. All right, welcome to Worst Thing Ever with Dylan and Drew. I am your best probably friend, Dylan.
I am most certainly your worst friend, Drew.
Oh, yeah. This is a wonderful show where we put everything into its rightful place.
The best thing ever or the worst thing ever?
Because there's nothing in between.
Nope, yep. There's only two things in the entirety of existence,
There can be only one, and by one, I mean more than one, but no more than two.
So yeah, I want to start us off with a bang right away.
Okay.
By which I mean I want to start us off with an idea that would make us so much money.
Oh, I love this.
All right.
So what? How do you do it? How do you do it?
Yeah, I mean I'm just gonna
for new listeners.
Yeah,
and
for new lissos, I'm just gonna drop these pieces of paper I got in my hand right here, which we've written various nouns on, into a hat, and I've got them in my hat. And we're just going to scramble those around. We're going to pick two, and we have to use those two words to figure out what this idea is.
All right.
Usually we pick them one at a time, but I don't want to do that right now. I'm just picking two right at once.
All right, what'd you get?
Soup exam.
All right, Drew, how would you make an idea that would make an immense amount of money with soup exams?
Well, here's the thing is that, like, by now we've all figured out that standardized testing is just not working.
Oh, yeah,
right?
no.
It doesn't...
No child left behind, more like all children are really bored on 3 days a year.
All children are buried underground, and it's just horrible up to their necks. This is imagery I didn't want to go down this road with, so I'm just going to stop there. But yeah, I think we got to replace standardized testing, basically. Right. And I think the way we do that is with soup exams.
Okay.
So soup exams really only test you on the one type of knowledge that is at all at all pertinent, because the standardized tests you on everything from like physics and all these other things, and it's like, hey, I'm never gonna need to know how to spell the word Dakota,
right?
In my
entire life. Our job is talking to each other. Why would I ever need to understand the theory of relativity?
I have no need for any of this. Okay, so all I really need to know is what type of soup I should buy when it's 3 for $5 at Kroger.
Right.
So basically, what it is like they blindfold you. You try the soups. This is a very bad idea. Well,
I mean, if you could get that sweet government contract, those sweet government dollar bills, y'all.
Ever since we brought in the Soup Exams Act of 2018, test scores are way up, but also like jobs, there aren't any jobs. So like all jobs are gone. People that did have jobs don't, and people that don't have jobs already just continue to not.
Mm-hmm. The U.S. is number one in soup knowledge in the world.
But that's pretty much only knowledge.
But we're also like number 85th in education.
We're really setting up a situation for what that movie with the dumb president and all the dumb people.
Idiocracy.
Yeah, Idiocracy. We're setting up a situation where that is the future.
Yeah.
The thing about soup exams is that it would make us a lot of money in the short term, but it would be like it would absolutely fall through just like right away. Mm-hmm. So,
but it doesn't matter because you already got those sweet government dollar bills, y'all.
I'm just saying that the moral impact is
low.
So maybe I'm thinking that we should move on from this one. Here, why don't you grab a couple and see what you come up with?
Let's see what I got.
Shuffling through.
All right, we got rhinoceros.
Off to a great start.
Whiskey. Rhinoceros whiskey.
Rhinoceros whiskey.
All right.
I'm thinking that this is like, you know how there's cat wine now?
Yeah.
And it's basically where you can like, you curl up by yourself watching Stranger Things with your beautiful only friend and lover, your Calico. And
wait, what are the ethics on this? Like, can your cat give consent? Like, is that a thing?
I don't know.
Like, consent to be alcoholed?
I don't know what extent to which cat scent really, like, to which cat scent is really provided here, but I do know that it sounds hilarious and fun. So it's certainly not to imply that hilarity and fun is more important than consent, but it is saying that
hilarity and fun is more important than consent when it's with cats.
Even then, I just like the idea of getting drunk and watching Stranger Things is already great, but like doing that with Mr. Whiskers is just like even better. Because like he certainly won't know what's going on anyways, and he definitely won't now.
Yeah, and neither do you. I mean, like, what's going on in your life? You're talking for a living. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this?
The extent to which I'm making a living is debatable.
Yeah, also that. You're talking for like some kind of living. What are you doing with your life?
This podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, Soup Exams. What brand of chicken noodle is this? You can find out.
Soup Exams.
Soup Exams.
Soupexams.com. Coming to an app store near you.
Taste the broth bow.
Taste the broth
but
bow.
I think it's like that, but like, your rhino that you have out back, you fill instead of filling up its trough with mud and water, you're filling it with...
that's sweet nutritional mud. I only feed my rhino mud.
The sweet nutritional mud we call Taco Bell.
High five.
But I think in this case, it's just a bunch of rhino whiskey, and you just chill out on Donovan.
Donovan the rhino,
which is every rhino's name.
Right.
You chill out on Donovan's back, and you just get messed up together.
Yeah, you're just all messed up. So I want to tweak that and say, I think we can find a better niche than just all rhino pet owners, because like not all rhino pet owners are gonna be like, about getting a little shitty with their rhinos.
Hashtag not all rhino owners.
Yeah, exactly. Rhino owners.
Rhino owners.
Okay. What I would say is we focus on zookeepers. And we market rhino whiskey to zookeepers.
Yeah.
Because then they can get all the rhinos together.
Yeah.
Fill up their pen with mud and whiskey because mud is the only nutrition they need, apparently.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Mud and quote-unquote beef.
like, yeah, exactly. You get this amazing bonding experience with these animals that you have in cages and captured. I actually do like zoos. Zoos are fine. But you get this amazing like bonding experience. Like you're respecting Mother Nature through alcohol poisoning.
I've got another idea.
Okay.
So poaching is bad, right?
But yes.
But what if I told you that I kind of don't care?
I wouldn't believe you.
Oh, that's not true. I do entirely care. But
Oh, then I was right.
I'm doing it for the bit. Okay.
Commit to the bit, Dylan. Commit to the bit.
So here's the thing: is like we grind down this rock hard elixir into a fermented drink.
Okay.
The horn of the rhino.
Oh, so instead of being used as an aphrodisiac like it usually is.
No, it's just a mess you up-iac.
Your body just gets all kinds of weird.
So yeah, this is rhino whiskey. Now I know what you're thinking, Drew. That's unethical.
Drew, that was what I was thinking. Go ahead.
Dylan, what if I told
Proceed.
you? Well, here's the thing: is it's fine. What if I told you it's fine though?
Oh, well, I
fine.
trust you.
Yeah. What we're gonna do instead is like the problem is that the rhinos it hurts the rhinos. So what we're gonna do is we grind down their horns, right? Mm-hmm. And then we replace them with a studded diamond.
Ooh.
Horn. Here's the thing.
Fashionable.
It's like way harder, way hotter.
Oh, man. Hot like temperature or hot like it's this season's new black?
The latter.
Oh, yeah. I like where you're going with this.
These horns are harder, hotter, and a symbol of humanity's commitment to rhinoceri. Yeah.
So,
you.
I want to add another little tweak on this business proposal.
Yeah.
What if we made rhino whiskey into an empire? So much so that we start coming out with a rhino whiskey magazine.
Yeah.
And then following in certain traditions of magazines, we start making a rhino whiskey magazine fashion edition. And it is just these rhino models with their amazingly fashionable horns, just like strutting their stuff.
Please tell me that we are talking about rhinos that are models.
Yes.
Just
just imagine the photo shoot. So like the stereotypical photo shoot, where they're just like, darling, be a tiger, darling. And this rhino just being like,
well, the rhino doesn't understand English, so the rhino is just continuing to lumber on. I love this idea.
He's just wrecking the photo studio.
I love this idea of an extra large catwalk on which what are essentially like the Uruk-hai of horses just lumber down in just like, but they're in like.
That joke gets better the more I think about it. The
Uruk-hai of horses.
All right, go ahead.
They just lumber down. And I'm not thinking that these are like clothes that are made for rhinos necessarily. It's more so kind of like just regular clothes that have been like taped on.
Oh, wait, so
like a rhino bikini show.
So it's like rhinos going down a catwalk. That concept plus every dog on Instagram. Just like, let's put them in people clothes.
To be fair, that is my favorite thing on the whole planet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dogs are my second favorite thing, and my number one favorite thing is dogs wearing people clothes.
Dude, Doug the
because
Pug.
That is fundamentally hilarious.
Everybody go look up and follow Doug the Pug.
It is.
She is, or rather, Doug is a beautiful, beautiful soul. The person who runs Doug her what is it called, doggy manager or something like that.
I have no clue.
She lives like 15 minutes from us. Yeah, she lives 15 minutes from us. Graduated from our alma mater. She's worth millions. It's ridiculous.
Wait, she is?
Oh yeah, she made a lot of money.
That's insane. Nice.
Oh yeah, she has like millions of followers.
It is especially.
Her dog has millions of
It
followers.
is especially funny when it is a pug or a greyhound because like they're just inherently hilarious creatures.
Oh yeah, they look so silly.
Like you look at them and you're like, oh no. You shouldn't exist. Oh, God, we really messed up on this one.
Like you and God together. You're just like, you look up, you're just like, God, we really just tampered a little bit too hard with this one, didn't we? I think we might have crossed the line here. And he's just like, I don't know, man. I just made the original dog. You're the one who tried to do eugenics and all this. Don't look at me.
Look, God, I know, like, this is contentious to say, but you've made what is essentially a beast of hell. And it's not evil or anything. It's just like, it is a mistake. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love pugs and greyhounds. I don't want anyone to think that I see a pug and a greyhound and am anything but like purely excited and thrilled to be meeting this wonderful friend. But I also can't help but just lose it laughing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is a really profitable empire.
I think we got this.
Yes.
We're going to make the Sports Illustrated of rhinos.
It's definitely a sin. Like
it's definitely a sin. We're definitely going to have to confess on the daily, but we will confess on the daily with our millions of dollars in like those like, you know, those like potato guns, but like they're full of dollars.
We're like at this point, it's such a big thing that like we're going to court for all of our crimes against man and animal. We're like, instead of swearing on any kind of holy book, we are swearing on our own magazine.
We're sorry we did it. We're so sorry.
Oh, I'm not sorry.
I'm very sorry.
I don't regret a single moment.
I just like us.
My favorite part was seeing. Dennis, was that the rhino? Donovan. My favorite part was seeing Donovan number 159 in that blouse.
Mm-hmm. I just like this idea of us going into like a Catholic priest's confession room, and he's like, "Son, confess your sins," and we're just like, "Well,
we did some rhino sins.
We did some rhino sins, but dang, we rich." We so rich. And there's like dollar bills flowing around us and confetti coming down, and he's like, "Son, your sins are forgiven, and you're so sweet."
I do want to circle back around to this zoo thing real quick.
Yeah.
You remember when I went to Berlin for a month, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, totally. Many existential crises were had that month, and the month prior, and the month after.
That's true. But nevertheless, it was like one of the best months of my life.
Oh, yeah,
Berlin
totally.
is incredible. Would recommend to anyone to go there and spend like a month or
4 out of
more.
5 stars. The juice in the juice bar was really nice.
Oh my God.
The continental breakfast was adequate, but I appreciated that it was free.
I got so stressed out when you said the juice in the juice bar in relation to Berlin, and I was like, no.
Why?
I thought you were talking about the
the juice. Juice, like the thing you drink, not Jews, like the population of people.
Yeah, I got so stressed out for a split second. I was like, oh man.
Dylan, no, those jokes.
So I was in Berlin, and while I was there, I was studying at the Goethe Institute, which is basically this language school where they teach you German in German. Super cool time. In a lot of our classes, we would have these worksheets that we would work on, and they would talk about Bao Bao, the panda at the zoo.
Okay.
And it would be full of pictures of Bao Bao and just talking about Bao Bao's hobbies and stuff. So needless to say, my friends and I were like, we have got to see Bao Bao.
Oh, so Bao Bao is a real panda.
The Bao Bao is an actual panda at the Berlin Zoo.
Gotcha.
And we were thrilled.
So you'd seen so many educational pamphlets that mentioned Bao Bao that you were like, we need to see the man, the myth, the legend.
Exactly.
Bao Bao the panda.
Exactly. So, sure enough, we set up a time to go the following weekend, once we had like started thinking about Bao Bao, to the zoo to make our excursion. And at the end of each week in my class, our teacher would ask us what we were going to do that weekend. So naturally, I was like, I'm going to go see Bao Bao. And she was like, oh, sweet, cool. So fast forward a couple days, we're at the zoo. We're having an incredible time.
Oh. Were there drunk rhinos there?
There were rhinos.
But I guess now that I'm thinking about it, like we have not capitalized on that business sector yet. So
yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny how drunk these rhinos were, but they seem fairly with it.
Okay, gotcha.
So we were having a great time. We see this giant billboard map that has a picture of a panda on it. So we're like, hey, cool, that's where the panda is. We walk over, we get to the building, and we walk in. On the opposite wall from the door are a bunch of plaques with pictures of pandas. And we're like, yes, we're here. We turn around, and there is an empty exhibit.
Okay.
With a memorial to Bao Bao.
No!
Who had died 2 years prior.
They still had the exhibit?
They still sold.
This is a beloved
They were still
panda.
selling panda stuffed animals in the gift store.
Ooh, that seems kind of dark.
It was so messed up.
Imagine me selling like stuffed animals of you after you died.
Hey Dylan,
from a wolf attack.
Hey Dylan, do you want to buy some of my grandpa keychains?
I know you never got to meet him, but he was a swell dude.
I was handing them out at the wake, and they were like free then, but I'm trying to capitalize now.
I've got all this excess inventory in my basement. I just don't want to have it.
So, I go back to class the following week, and my teacher's like, "Oh, Drew," and this is all in German. She's like, "Oh, Drew, hast du Bao Bao gesehen?" Which is her asking, "Did you see Bao Bao?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Well, no, because he died 2 years ago." And she was like, "Oh, you were too late." Like, she had no pity whatsoever. She was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you were too late, I suppose."
Circle of life. It's very telling.
Circle of life.
It's very telling of the German people. They're very astute. They're very. I'm making this like hand signal of straight line.
They got over this quick. They're efficient.
They're efficient. Thank you.
They got over it quick. They got over Bao Bao. I'm still not over Bao Bao.
Like no time for grief.
This was
things to do.
Yeah, this was 2 years ago. I'm still messed up. I didn't even get to meet Bao Bao.
Bao Bao's been dead for 4 years.
4 years. Bao Bao's been dead for 4 years, and they're probably still selling panda stuffed animals there.
Maybe they have a new Bao Bao.
I don't know. They're pretty strict.
Bao Bao 2, The Reckoning.
It's pretty strict on who gets pandas, so who knows? But yeah.
So sad. So nice.
I mean, like, the thing is,
sad.
Normally we would end this with asking, like, is this the best something or worst something ever? The answer is it's the worst thing ever.
Right.
Like, this is the worst experience of my entire life. There is one silver lining to this.
Okay, cool.
So you know how the East Berlin Wall is a thing that exists?
I may have read about it once or twice.
So there is one stretch. I mean, there's like pieces of the Berlin Wall that are still up here and there. But for the most part, it's all gone. And there's just this one stretch called the East Side Gallery. And it's alongside the river. And it basically, a bunch of different artists were commissioned to paint murals on this wall. So our good friend Steph and I, and also our friend Brittany, and I think Julianne might have been there as well. Who those were both friends that were with us on the trip as well. The four of us decided that we needed to commemorate Bao Bao in our own way.
Okay.
Which is to say that Steph made a Bao Bao stencil.
Okay.
And we spray painted Bao Bao onto the Berlin Wall.
You son of a gun.
So we did deface.
You defaced the Berlin Wall.
We defaced a historical monument, and that is a crime. I mean, it's a crime that everyone does, so...
Right, and it's also the Berlin Wall, so it's like...
Yeah.
I mean, as far as, like, defacing historical, like, landmarks go, that's probably a pretty good one to protest.
Well, I mean, like, it's... More of the defacing is defacing over the art that is already there.
I see.
That is supposed to be there.
You rebellious little rapscallion.
Yeah, like the whole Bao Bao experience is like the worst thing to ever happen in my life.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's saying something. You really had a lot of love for this panda you never met.
It cut me deep.
I gotcha.
It cut me deep like a diamond horn.
Ah, like a diamond rhino horn from a really, really drunk rhino. But a fashionable one at that. All right, hey Drew, guess what?
What?
I have a question for you.
Yeah, what your question is?
I have a question that is from one of our listeners, who is also a friend.
Which friend?
Oh man, it was your freshman roommate.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah.
Hi, Chris.
Chris Simmons.
I love you.
He's a bro. I love him. Chris at Baroque College Kid, which is a great
on Twitter,
yeah. So he wrote in. Guys, what's the best and worst thing to throw a surprise party for? Hashtag worst thing ever pod. Branding.
All right, I got something, but I want you to take best first.
I want to take best? Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna take best. Okay. Okay, the best thing to throw a surprise party for, or can I say receive a surprise party?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, like I'd say like you get a surprise party and you're like, they're like, surprise! You got the big Hollywood role. You're in a hit Hollywood production.
That's okay. That's okay. I think we could.
Okay,
we can build off that one. We can.
Okay. I got it. Okay. Surprise! Your dad got the big Hollywood hit. You got the role of a lifetime.
That would be thrilling. I'm gonna tweak this.
Okay.
The way you can make it better.
Wait real quick. I just like that, like your dad is throwing the surprise party for you, and that your dad's like, surprise, I did it.
Good news, son, I did it. I think the way this could be better is if one, your dad isn't actually present at this party, and what you instead do is you do throw it.
Okay,
you throw the party.
You
throw the party,
okay.
And what you do is you text all your friends individually.
Right.
And you're just like, hey, I just want to hang out with you tonight. It's been a little bit. Why don't you come over around 7? All your friends show up at 7.
And they're all on time because you have good friends.
They're
all, you have good German friends.
They're all on time because they all value you so much.
Yeah.
And they're so impressed with you and your dad.
Yeah. You have a very efficient friend group.
They would do anything to get into your dad's good graces, so they are certain to show up right on time.
Right.
And
but they don't know anything about your dad at this point.
No.
Right?
Well, I mean, they don't know that this role happened, but they do know that they love him.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
And all of your friends show up right at the same time, and they're like, "What's this? Why are we all here at the same time?" The door's wide open. They all walk in. You jump out from behind.
Wait, just me?
Just you. You jump out from behind the couch. Streamers, balloons, like banners with your dad's face just fall down. And you surprise! He did it, David. He did it.
My dad got the big role.
He did it. He's in Fast 8. Fast and Furious 8.
He's in Fast 8.
He's in Ride Along 3.
He's beside the rock in both of those.
He's in Ride Along 3, 3D experience.
Ride Along 3, Ride Harder.
Ride Harder. So
or to make a subtitle pun.
Yeah.
On the lead, Ride Along 3, Ride Harder.
Ride Harder.
It's because it's Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
The thing is that This kind of happened to me.
Wait, it did?
Yes. I mean, it wasn't my dad, but like...
I was going to say, I was like, is your dad...
Yeah, Chris.
I thought your dad sold insurance.
Chris Swisher got a surprise role. He was actually like the new Jake from State Farm after the old guy got kicked off. They were like, well, we need a new Jake. And they were like, Chris, you're young and spry. You're only 63. Throw on this
young and spry man.
Just throw on this wig
and these pair of khakis.
We're sending you to a fashion week at the Rhino City. We're sending you to Rhino Fashion Week, and we just need we need a representative there to really like spread the message of State Farm. Mm-hmm. Anyways,
so you had a party.
I went to a party. You know Sidney Baldwin, right?
No.
Well, Sidney Baldwin is a good friend of Steph and Aaron's, a friend of mine as well. Mm. And she's super cool. Love Sydney. If you're listening, hi. But Sydney's dad is so cool, Greg, who I am in love with. And who everyone honestly is in love with, whether they realize it yet or not.
I don't realize it yet, I guess. I've never met him.
So Greg, who was the voice of Uncle Iroh in the latter portion of Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra.
Oh, what?
Yes. He got a
respect. That's actually really cool.
I know, right? He got a role in what was that movie? Hail Caesar. It was that time travel one with George Clooney. And he got a role in that.
It's time travel?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's time travel. George Clooney goes back to the past.
No, he plays a movie star.
I think he actually goes back to the past.
Oh. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but like I think it's just that it's like all on a movie star set.
I am like so certain that he goes back to the past and is like actual Caesar. I'm entirely certain.
Do you mind if I look this up while you're telling this story?
Every part of my being is positive about this fact. So anyways, Sydney decided to throw a Greg Baldwin party on the night of the premiere of the movie. Okay. So we all load into Sydney's apartment where there are Manhattans, which are Greg's favorite drink.
Right, I'm gonna interrupt you.
Yeah.
I just Googled Hail Caesar time travel and I have no hits.
All right. Well, I'm just going to pretend you didn't say that, and I'm going to keep going.
Oh, just so everyone knows, I'm flipping him off with both hands.
So there were Manhattans, which are Greg's favorite drink, except instead of Manhattans, they were actually margaritas. We just called them Manhattans.
Gotcha.
There was a
what's a Manhattan?
I don't know, but it's not a margarita, apparently.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you know that this drink is not this drink.
Well,
it could be any other drink.
Maybe, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it's just a linguistic thing, and maybe Manhattans and margaritas, the only difference is what you call them. So, anyways, there was a bowl of cheese puffs, which are Greg's favorite food. I currently have a picture of Greg hanging up on my wall upstairs from this party.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And we Skyped with Greg at one point in the party.
Wait, so Greg wasn't there?
No, he Skyped in. Greg's in California. So we Skyped Greg. We Skyped in 40 20-somethings to Greg.
Oh my gosh.
It was incredible.
That party must have been lit.
We had a Greg party. It was the best experience of my life.
Dude, good old Greg.
So yeah, this kind of happened to me.
Well, so that's actually pretty cool then, because you have historical significance for this ridiculous best thing ever when it comes to throwing surprise parties. Look at that. Look at you. Look at you.
You want to know what the worst?
Bringing in old things and making them new jokes. I'm proud of you. Tell me the worst thing.
The worst thing to receive a surprise party for is a divorce. Like you just show up and you're like, it's been a really it's been a day, and honestly, I'm just looking forward to just like sitting down for like 30 minutes and just watching Deep Space Nine and then passing out. And you walk in and all of your friends and family pop out of your furniture and then hand you some papers.
Oh. Oh no.
Good news, honey. Like it's such rough news in the first place that to like have it happen surprise in front of everyone you care about.
But this idea that there's like streamers coming down and balloons and confetti and like your mom is there.
Like balloons with pictures of rings cut in half.
Oh. Oh.
Like, here's the thing is it's a bummer situation, but
So
I can think of like...
There's definitely worse ways for it to go down, but like that's so sad.
If you're in, I will say, if it was in a scenario where like someone just like wouldn't sign the papers and it was like really toxic, then that might be the way to do it. Like if you've got someone who just like doesn't have enough respect for you to be like, oh, man. You don't want to be married to me anymore. And if it's like really rough and like unhealthy, then that might be the way you have to do it.
That's true. So ends
Giving
the
out
bummer
advice.
portion. So ends the bummer portion of Worst Thing Ever.
I mean, this is a really funny idea, but
No, it's true. It's just very sad. So I got another one for you.
yeah.
All right. So our friend Other Chris sent this in at
Chrissy B.
BurkC729.
Yeah. I just spent like a week with him
Yeah.
in Tallahassee.
He's such a bro.
It was a great time.
What a bro. So he says, hey guys, best/worst job to get yourself accidentally hired for. # worst thing ever pod. Branding, man. Branding.
Branding. Did he send that to you in his text message? Just like, hey, Dylan, what's this? # worst thing ever.
Yeah, exactly. He wrote out the word hashtag and everything.
I think that the best one would probably be international best-selling author for the fan fiction you wrote.
Oh, yes!
Like this thing that you just like wasted so much time on. And like, I want to be clear.
Hey. That's a passion project.
Well, hold on.
Right.
I was just going to say, I want to be clear. Like, we make fun of fan fictions a lot on this podcast, but I want to be clear to everyone. It is not because I have any disrespect for people who write, read, and love fan fiction. It's because I get it, and I've been there.
I was going to say, you write fan fiction.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
You write Bernie Sanders fan fiction.
I do.
You think I'm joking?
No, I have written Bernie Sanders fan fiction.
Several chapters.
About 4 now.
Yeah.
No,
Bernie Sanders Animal Crossing crossover fan fiction.
It's because I like legitimately, genuinely enjoy fan fiction, and make half of the fun is just how absolutely absurd it all is. So yeah, this thing that you just like spent this time on that was like entirely just for giggles is all of a sudden in every like all of your mom's hands.
Oh man, it's the new 50 Shades of Grey.
All of your 10 moms that you have.
So it would be even better if it was like riding off the coattails of another series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that's basically what Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is.
Wait,
is what you're describing.
Did J.K. Rowling not write that?
Oh no, she like supervised. Someone else actually wrote it.
I thought she wrote it.
No, someone else like legit wrote it. So what you were describing is literally this hit play that cast an older black lady as Hermione Granger, which mad respect for.
One of my favorite things, and this isn't like a new thing to say, but I do love it, is to just think about the fact that like all of Plato's dialogues are basically Socrates fan fiction.
I have not read those in a long time, so
take my word for it. They're all Socrates fan fiction.
Okay.
And it's beautiful.
Wait, why are they Socrates fan fiction?
Because they're all just made up scenarios that like didn't happen probably, in which Socrates is just talking to these people and just like ruining their lives with how smart he is.
So Plato literally wrote from Socrates' perspective?
I mean, it's like third person. Like it's kind of like play style.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Plato does not show up in his dialogues. Like it's all about Socrates.
Oh man. So you could say that's the original fanfic.
That's the original fan fiction, unless you just say that all communication is fan fiction of reality.
Whoa, that's a stretch.
I don't know.
Do you want to defend that one, philosophy major?
I don't really feel like getting into it right now, but like I'll stand by that argument, or at least I'll like make it.
Okay.
I don't know that I'll agree with it overall, but
I'll make the argument. I don't think it's right, but I'll make it.
well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I don't think it's right. It's that I would need to get into the conversation more before I would determine the extent to which I do or do not think that that's right.
Okay.
So, what's the worst one? What's the worst job to get accidentally hired for?
Oh man. I was thinking about that. I honestly feel like the worst job to get accidentally hired for would be a middle school teacher. like imagine this, okay?
You already had me at middle school teacher.
but imagine this, right? You just graduated with a doctorate from Harvard in like neurophilosophy.
Yeah.
Or something ridiculous like that. And you go to a job interview and you nail it. Mm-hmm. You go home and you make sweet love to your beautiful wife of 4 years who supported you through your dissertation on the ethics of fractal patterns in biological systems. And the next day, you wake up and you put on a tie and you read a chapter of Atlas Shrugged and you head off to the first day of the rest of your life. And then, bam! 13-year-olds.
The first day...
I'm very sorry for anybody listening on headphones.
You show up for the first day of the rest of your life at Jefferson Junior High!
Oh,
God.
I'm so sorry.
Look, any situation in which you have to interact with anyone between the ages of not born yet to... 20 is
hey, some of them are okay.
Nope, I'm making a sweeping argument here. It's all bad.
I would be like 11 to 15 or like 12 to 15.
I'm standing by my negative infinity.
Negative infinity to 20?
To 20, yeah.
So negative infinity to halfway through college.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's when you figure everything out, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
That's when you know.
I will never be as smart as I am right now. It's all downhill from here.
I'm just saying.
I'm not even in college anymore.
I'm just saying is that I've got things pretty figured out. My life is pretty put together.
Oh man, you should run for president.
That would be
that would be
the worst job. That would be the worst job to accidentally.
Oh man, that would be the worst job to accidentally.
Which is essentially what is happening right now, and this is like, I don't even want to talk about that anymore.
Oh. God, but just like the worst job to get accidentally hired for, though. Like, I stand in solidarity with your idea.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like, imagine, like, you just wake up. You roll out of bed and someone's like, hey!
Time for your debriefing.
Hey! All the president candidates suck. You want to do it? And you're just like...
No.
What? I guess.
Like, you're still groggy.
Like you haven't had your coffee
woken up
yet,
and you don't think it's real.
Yeah, you haven't had your coffee yet. And you're just like, oh, yeah, sure. And then they whisk you, like the Secret Service whisks you away. And all of a sudden, you have this job for the next 4 years. And they're just like, what should we do about ISIS? And you're just like, I still haven't had my coffee. Let me have my coffee.
I think we should get a pound of Uruk-hai to brew.
What is Uruk-hai?
Oh, it's coffee.
Okay. Is it that fancy stuff?
It's right there.
Oh.
I got it right there. See? Uruk-hai.
Oh, it is that fancy stuff.
This one, hey, we got one from your friend Isaac.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Isaac.
Not on Twitter.
Isaac at notontwitter.com.
Isaac at not on Twitter. Isaac via snail mail. He actually just like told it to me, but I like this idea of him sending it.
He whispered it to me in the dream.
Yeah.
In the dream times.
Right. We lucid dream together, and we cross over. It's fine. Deep friendship.
You just waking life that stuff, and it just.
But I do really like this idea of him like we call out for tweets, like sending in basically like tweets of just like, hey, like tell us some questions you got. And he's like sends in snail mail, but like with no return address and nothing else on it. It literally just says, hey, what is the worst thing?
Signed, you know who it is.
Signed, you know who it is.
We're like, I do know who it is.
That's Isaac.
No mistaking that voice.
Right.
Hey guys, best worst.
Wait, so what? I just realized you haven't told me what he said. Oh, best worst sport.
Yeah.
Sweet. I got an idea
Yeah.
for the worst one.
Yeah. What's the worst one?
Race walking. Are you familiar with race walking?
I might be, but I think I need you to explain it more.
It's basically like competitive fast walking.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it is an Olympic sport.
Oh, it's like, here's the thing is I'm not questioning the extent to which this is like physically taxing or the extent to which you do have to train for this.
Oh yeah,
but
you do technically like go like 30 miles.
But I am questioning the extent to which this is a nightmare experience for everyone involved because walking is horrible as it is without you trying to pick up the pace on it.
So have you ever watched race walking or competitive fast walking?
No, you just had to explain it to me. No, I haven't seen it.
Have you ever seen the Monty Python skit, The Ministry of Silly Walks?
Yes.
That is race walking. Right there. That is what it looks like. It is the silliest thing I've ever seen. I mean, like because the whole rule of it is that you go as fast as you can, but you have to have one foot on the ground at all times.
Yeah.
So like you're almost like roll stepping. And so these people just look so silly going like 5 miles an hour as hard as they can. And they're just like covered in sweat and they look exhausted and they're tired and they're disheveled and they're just like just barely moving along. Just like a pack of them, like a pack of dodos or flamingos.
I mean, like if that's, you know, if that's what you enjoy and that's like the exercise that gets you going, then like awesome.
Yeah, but
like, it sounds absolutely like a nightmare to me.
But like the point of sports is to pick up chicks. And you're not going to pick up any chicks if you're just walking kind of fast. Like imagine being 13 and you were like, I'm going to pick up a girl. And then you're like, I don't play sports. Yeah, good luck with that. Now imagine this. I want to pick up a girl and I don't play sports. I'm going to pick a sport. And you pick competitive fast walking. Enjoy your life alone.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know,
I got into a bit of a tirade there.
You know what? You know what sport is perfect for picking up potential suitors?
Okay.
I'm talking about cloud competition.
Oh no.
Cloud competition, which is
what is cloud competition?
It's the best name I've ever heard of for what it describes because it is competitive vaping.
Oh, that's a thing?
It's a thing.
How does it work?
I have no clue because I don't know how you be good at vaping.
Vaping is a talent? Vaping is a skill.
It's a skill.
Vaping is like 10,000 hours. Got to put your time in.
It's a resume builder. It's a resume builder.
I'm so confused.
They have like competitions for competitive vaping, and it's like a whole thing.
I feel like vaping is a skill in the same way World of Warcraft is a skill.
The Vape Olympics.
The Vape Olympics. That sounds gross.
But you cannot deny that without fail, competitive vaping is gonna that's everyone's turn on.
Oh man, no, no, sweet Drew, no. Wait, okay, what if you were to combine the two? That would be the worst. Vape walking?
Are you walking on clouds, or are you, which is how it feels when I wear my special slippies,
right?
Or are you just like producing?
So I'm imagining that you're literally, so you're speed walking a marathon.
Yeah.
As fast as you can, but you're not only judged by, how fast you walk this 30 miles, but also the amount of times you can blow smoke. So you've got someone just following you like on a Segway. Counting
quantity.
So it's quantity. And then also,
and they better not lose track.
Also like quality of smoke. So like how far you blow it.
You mean you have to have...
So distance. So quantity and distance.
You have to have one person on a Segway per racer?
Per racer.
This is the most cumbersome
team of
sport
racers
I've ever heard of before.
Oh, man. That would be the best thing since the Tour de France. The Tour de France clogs up roadways with massive amount of bikes. This clogs up roadways with people walking in Segways. And also clouds and clouds of vape. What an amazingly terrible sport.
This is just an absolute ode to the 21st century.
Oh, no. If we were going to do that, then it would have to be like, oh, and also they're all wearing VR so that they can see like the course. Or like Google Glass.
Oh, my God.
So, Drew, what would you say is the best? What's the best sport?
This is kind of like a series of sports that also, well, I guess some of them exist. Some, like, 2 of these are real sports.
Okay.
But I had a dream senior year of high school.
Okay. This was a while ago. But it was so surreal that I've never been able to forget it. Okay.
And in my dream, I was competing in something along the lines of a triathlon. You might be wondering, Drew, who was putting on this triathlon? Well, it was Amerigo Vespucci.
The Explorer?
Yeah. Amerigo Vespucci was holding a triathlon at something called the Omega Dome.
Oh, that sounds like something that would be in a comic book movie from the 80s. All right, sure.
So Amerigo Vespucci was at the Omega Dome, and I was there with him, along with, like, some wizards.
Okay.
And we were competing in 3 different things. And here were the different sports involved.
Okay, so the combination of these 3 sports is the best sport of all time. Okay.
Yeah, and somehow points would be tallied up for all of them to decide the ultimate winner.
Gotcha.
Who would take the throne of Vespucci.
Yeah, the Vespucci gold.
Yeah. The gold of Vespucci,
yes.
As depicted in the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Exactly.
And these trials were fast traveling.
What does that even mean?
Water polo and magic. So fast traveling. So fast traveling. In my dream, I couldn't think of the term racing or even running. And all I could think of was like, fast traveling? That's when you go quick and you try to go quicker than the other people that are quick going. So fast traveling. And whoever travels fastest is the champion fast traveler.
Right.
Then there's water polo, which I don't know what water polo even is or how it works.
You're in a pool. You got weird things on your ears. You're throwing balls at other people.
In my dream,
that's water polo.
In my dream, it was basically like croquet, but in the water.
That's not how it works.
So,
you're thinking like horse polo, but in the water.
Well, let's amend water horse polo, seahorse polo.
Seahorse polo, exactly.
So we got fast traveling, seahorse polo, and magic.
Magic.
Okay. And that one's just what it sounds like. It was just who could do magic good.
Wait, is it who could do magic good or just who could do magic?
Well, in my dream, we could all do magic. Because it was me against a bunch of wizards again.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
So
I like this idea of it being you against just like regular people and none of you can do magic. So no one has won, has won this competition in like the last 1,500 years.
No one's won it since Amerigo Vespucci, which was the key to unlocking America on the Super Mario map.
Right.
That is the Earth.
What? Yes.
He had to complete these trials in order to do it.
Right.
And someone needs to do it again in order for the next section of the Earth to be unlocked.
Oh, man. Which DLC.
Which is, of course, the Sonic. Which is, of course, the Sonic universe.
Oh, man. Mobius. Which is Earth 10,000 years later. So I found out, I was reading through some more comics, and I found out that the place that Sonic and all of his buddies live is literally Colorado.
Hi, Dylan.
Ain't that fun?
Dylan, hi.
Hi.
Why are we in Nashville right now? I want you to give me, if you can even give me a singular good answer as to why we are not on Southwest right this instant on our way to Denver to, I don't know, like, divin out where Mobius is?
Because technically it doesn't exist for another 10,000 years. I would like to point out myself how sad I sound right now. I'm a full-grown man. I have a college diploma. I am doing business.
Can we just start?
I'm talking about Sonic the Hedgehog expanded universe.
Can we just start a Sonic Maurice the Hedgehog fan cast in which we just talk about the intricacies of the canon of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Oh man, and how inconsistent it is.
Yes, but also just everything about it. Like, I want to talk about everything.
Oh my god.
I want to get down to the nitty-gritty.
We can talk about Robotropolis, Mobotropolis.
I don't know what any of these are.
Mobotropolis, Neo Mobotropolis. It's a bunch of cities.
I'm gonna stop you because I'm like getting exhausted.
There's
just
old Metrotropolis, new Metrotropolis. It's just a bunch of cities that like either Robotnik
and Dimsdale
or Sonic and his friends live in. And Dimsdale. Exactly.
Home of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Oh yeah. Home of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Home of the Dimsdale Omegadome.
Oh man, that was a classic throwback. Good job. Proud of you. 10 gold stars for you.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're on your forehead.
Oh wow. Get them off. All right. Well,
I guess that's it.
I think that's it.
All right, y'all.
Thank you for listening. Go check us out if you're digging the podcast. You know, do us a like or do us a subscribe, or I guess like you don't like. Do us a subscribe and
do us a social like
a
or
rate
a subscribe.
Yeah. And like every podcast in the entire earth is gonna ask you to rate them, and we're gonna do that too. And it's because it's like super duper helps us out.
Yeah, and we do actually like read all of them.
Yes.
They're really helpful to like help us make this better.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Yeah. And we want to make it better because we love you guys.
Oh.
We don't actually love them.
That's so.
We're not.
No, I'm putting a big rhino ring on it. Can that be?
If you like it, then you should have put
rhino on.
Ring on. I didn't work quite as well as I was hoping.
But yeah, go check us out on social medias and such. And thank you for listening. This has been Worst Thing Ever with Dylan and Drew. Put a rhino ring on it. Put a ring on your rhino.